Sup fighters, Sam Battlefields here. Thanks for joining me on this my journey into the constraints-led approach and ecological dynamics and all things coaching, etc., etc. I had a while back when I went to the Preet Mickelson seminar. I had a really good chat with him afterwards, and one of the things that we spoke about was the fact that the idea that ecological dynamics is kind of the, pigeonholing yourself into the idea that that's the only thing, when the discussion should probably introduce us to a variety of other frameworks under which the psychological frameworks, or I wouldn't even know how to describe it, but explanations for how we behave and how we act in the world, perceive, act, all that kind of, like, ecological dynamics has the idea of direct perception, and but there is also like other explanations, and one of them being active inference. Now, I haven't really looked into active inference that much, and I was watching Coach Danny Hatch's video today, and there was a comment underneath where a guy was like, essentially he gave this example about how like his example I didn't understand, and I did understand it, I just didn't agree with it. So essentially he said when a chess master finds himself in an unfamiliar position, then he reverts back to being a beginner. And I said, you're going to have to explain that more, because that just doesn't make sense. But he had mentioned in that same comment that the active inference allows someone, if you had that as your underlying framework, allows someone to teach or coach using a similar pedagogy as the constraints-led approach. And Danny turned around and said, well, yes, you can have many underlying theories essentially that would have a similar coaching outcome, and that makes sense to me. I mean, if you identify something that's working, such as something like the constraints-led approach, where you just keep playing little games, then it's very likely that whatever theory that you're using to back that up, if it works kind of thing. The question that I had, and I still don't really think that the guy's answer was that good, because he then went, well, yeah, but then you create these patterns, or you have these understood patterns in your mind that, even though, because basically what I said is, from what I understand of the masters, is that they will thrash through all the known positions until, because of just the sheer astronomical numbers around configurations of a chessboard, eventually you're going to get on a configuration of the pieces that has never, or very unlikely, been seen before, or it has been, but nobody really sort of registered it in any kind of playing manuals or anything like that. So and from what I understand, never played chess. I have, but never really got into it. Read a few articles or books and anecdotes and that sort of thing about it, where people say that the masters will slam through like the known things, get to the unknown, and then they have to think. And so this guy's kind of answer to it was yes, but then they have, and I said, so, but it's not like they revert to being a beginner when they're in. They've still got an understanding, a master's understanding of the game. It's just that this configuration hasn't been seen before. And then his answer was kind of like, yes, but then they have they are aware of patterns that will emerge. And I'm like, well, then you're not reverting to being a beginner again. So I still don't know what this guy's comment was about. But what it triggered me to think about was that conversation with Preet, where, you know, the underlying theory of active inference, you know, we're in the community as such, and we've explored it. And I've seen it explored, and I've read things, and you know, and active inference. There's a couple of others that have a similar, you know, the outcome is similar. It's just that the theory is different, and I just wonder what that underlying theory is. So I suppose I've got to research that. But fuck me, man, I work full time. I run a fucking gym. You know, sometimes I just think, fuck, I wish I'd found this when I was 18, and you know, yeah, just, and like, would I have been keen for the knowledge back then? Probably not. But now I'm just looking at it like, I'm 42 years old. You know, how much can I learn? How much can I learn about it? Like, really? And you know, I mean, I'm keen to learn, but like, I'm going away on a holiday to Bali next week, right? And I've literally, in my mind, I said, this is a study holiday for me. I'm literally wanting to sit down with 5 books and get through them over 2 weeks. Like, that's my goal. What a fucking weird goal. You're gonna go to Bali and fucking study coaching and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping to have a chat with my man from Eco FICO submission grappling channel. So yeah, stay around for that. Much love, peace.